Hello, welcome back to the second part of my voice commentary for Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, 3, 4. I don't know how long this gonna take me, so yeah. So I'll watch the gameplay by the game archivist, the remastered or updated or the current version. I'll pause the video if I want to comment things, or maybe I can even make some theories at the same time and criticize it, maybe liking it or something. Okay, let's just get into it. By the way, I have no idea if I said it for the chapter 1, but I'll say it now again, maybe. I love chapter 1, Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. I think it was a great first chapter. It's intriguing, mysterious. Why the toy's bleeding? So it's not animatronic or something. It's interesting. The chess scene was very creepy. It's really a heart attack capable of making me scared. It's the jump scares just so great. It was very short. Maybe the professional gamer hate it because it was too short, but personally as a non-gamer, I love it. I think it's the correct time. It's like a tutorial for introducing the game, and personally I want to play that game because it's too short. If you don't know, I'm such a non-gamer, but this is the first ever game that capable of making me really want to play it and analyze it. So it's great. It was such a great chapter. By the way, I love the sound of VHS get into the disc or something, or the TV or something. It's so cute. So let's discuss things together. There is a mask, a male mask or something, and I think it's the same mask that in Lith Pierre's VHS at chapter 1. Why is that? What kind of symbolization is this? Is it because he's now a doll, a toy, or something? Or mask is symbolizes something fake, something evil, because he's such an evil person after all. By the way, I love that they put subtitles in chapter 2 for the remastered, updated, whatever, because at the first gameplay, I think the subtitle is just gone at the beginning. It's only for a few parts at the beginning, and then they're gone. And that's why I think people who are not fluent in English, very hurtful by Poppy's betrayal. Well, if you knew English well, you're probably gonna think it's not that bad, because she's clearly not betraying you because of something. She just wants to use you because of something. Wait. Well, her tone is definitely, she sounds like evil, but she's from the voice lines. She's more like begging, needing someone to finish her mission. But the thing is, I'm a bit suspicious that Poppy is not Poppy, the real Poppy, the prototype. It's more like the prototype because the inconsistency is confusing. I'll talk about it later, if I remember. So the player passed out, and then the player got like some kind of imagination or dream about Mommy Longlegs VHS. But the thing is, at the end of the VHS, there are like some kind of vision. And Poppy whispered to the player. So, and by the way, Poppy appeared in the player's dream too. How come? Does it mean like Poppy can enter someone's dream? What? And by the way, why did she go to the Elliot Ludwig's room if they're gonna work out together in the end? Why? And who blocked the door? I have no idea. Who? So the door was blocked, and then by lemari. What is lemari in English? So the block isn't there anymore. Who moved them? Is it for the game? Is it justified for the gameplay so that the gamer won't get lost and go back to the chapter 1 area? Or is there someone helps Poppy? Like maybe Kissy Missy was there, and then Kissy Missy put Poppy to Elliot Ludwig's room, and then Poppy goes somewhere. Or maybe Poppy turns out a Hulk. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, this is confusing. Is this for the sake of gameplay only, or is there any lore for this? By the way, Poppy is smart, so she must have known that she needs a grab pack to move things, right? To activate the lights and things, right? Why don't she just wait for the player to wake up and then they can just go together? And then why? She's playing mysterious or something, huh? Playing hard to get or something? And by the way, so I think there is a ventilation in Poppy's room so that she can travel to Elliot Ludwig's room easily. But then, why? Who unblocked the door? Yeah? Why? Is this really like a trap for the player, just like the theorists say? Just like the professionals theorists say? Is this a trap for the player? All of this? Yep, no wonder people hate Poppy, because why would she whispers like this way? That was scary, bro. But I love scary things, so I don't hate her. By the way, how tall is the player? The thing is, in chapter 1, when you get the red hands thing, the player looks like very small. Is this the inconsistency, or the player feels small though? Looks small? So I saw in Wiki fandom page that the player is like a foot. How many? Maybe 175 centimeters until 180 centimeter. But I have no idea how did they get that information from. Maybe Discord, I don't know. So, but the thing is, the player feels like small. He's short, you know. So, by the way, how can Poppy see whatever's the player's doing? Because the ventilation in here, like, there's no holes, right? I can't see holes where she can see the player. Why can't she say, like, keep going this way? How can she see the player through here to the player's eyes? And what's the meaning of the poppy flower and eye? And an eye? You get what I mean? Like, there's one poppy flower, and then at the center of it there is an eye. Can she see through there? Something like, can she see through the eyes? Even though it's only an art or picture or something? That's creepy. Maybe I overthink things. I love how the game archivist interacts with whatever's happening here. This person is just like nodding or keleng-keleng kepala. What is it in English? By the way, about the picture in Elliot Ludwig's room, office, it says, for Elliot Ludwig, there is like mommy long legs there. Mommy long legs. So the theory is like Elliot Ludwig is still there when they made mommy long legs, so he can't be the prototype. They said it like that. But I saw a comment, a good point. That person said that kids do not understand the meaning of death. So it could be the kids don't know that this person is dead, but still give gifts, like pictures for the death. You get what I mean? So some of kids maybe still don't understand the concept of death, that thus dead people not in this world anymore. So there could be something. There could be like Ludwig could be the prototype at that time, maybe. And by the way, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's from the fans, right? The project they made for the fans. Wait, I mean, the picture is made from the fans. But the thing is, the picture, the drawing's quality is much complex than the others. These kids have a good imagination, maybe. Is this like from the kids, or the developers trying to be a kid drawing this? I don't know which one is the truth one. So the VHS tape, there is one sentence I'm thinking much. But just how did one man come to create such an astounding empire? Do you guys remember the death messages at chapter 4 about my kingdom, my kingdom, my kingdom, and my kingdom, and my empire or something? I think, what if Elliot Ludwig has, well, he's probably has a God complex syndrome, maybe. There's a high chance. Of course, he got like God complex. Because if he doesn't, he won't start this experiment thing. The point is, what if Elliot Ludwig doesn't want to let go his empire? I think in Death Message said that the kingdom won't be destroyed or something. I don't remember. It's like the kingdom will be still here forever, you know. And that's why the prototype is kinda tyrant. Not kinda. The prototype is a tyrant. Well, so many greedy people in here and so many people with God complex in this game universe, so yeah, I just want to point the Ascending Empire thing in here. Guys, I just noticed something. Since when? Wait. So the player puts down his hands or her hands, whatever you are, huh? When the VHS tapes say something like about the daughter's death, tragic loss, family member death, the players puts down the hands, the grab back hands. So it means that the players has sympathy according to that. I have no idea since when they made this update. I don't know if it's the original looking like this, but it's interesting. We got to know the players more, the psychologists more about this person. So does it mean like the player has a usual general sympathy, or is there something going on with the player and Elliot Ludwig's daughter, or Poppy? Is there some kind of connection between them? So if the player is an employee, there should be, and I think kinda higher up, even though not so higher up. So I think at least the player know Poppy is Elliot Ludwig's daughter, right? What kind of sympathy is this? By the way, what is the tragic loss? Is it accident? Is it she got killed? Or I don't know. What kind of tragedy that makes a father wants to bring back his daughter? There should be like something really tragic going on, right? And there's this obsession about putting Poppy to the case. It's as if like to present the daughter so that she won't get hurt anymore. She won't. Well, probably the red smoke and case could make her not dead, not dying for 10 years, maybe. But is it for like to prison her, to isolate her so that she won't get hurt by other people? By the way, the notes is experiment 814. It's still for rat. And experiment 1006 is a human experiment. Maybe I just want to cross check about that. So at least 200 another experiments, and then you get to have 1006. So what number is Poppy's experiment? It's just like perfect, but so she's like the experiment from Elliot Ludwig, not from the doctor? Or is she like the experiment later, the newest? Huh? I don't know. What number is Poppy's experiment? Well, the kinda perfect experiment is the prototype and Poppy. So, different scientists maybe. By the way, the doctor is an experiment 1354. And after that, who got like his job? Who is his replacement? Maybe PW? Because PW is like in orientation notebook. He got like resume and things. And in chapter 4, the players hallucinating in area no man's land. The players hallucinating about resume, a person, resume, and secondary lab or something. I might be wrong though, because my English is not really perfect, but I'm sure that the hallucination at around that place when fighting and trying to find parts of. Okay, I'll change my mind. I'll just analyze that part for chapter 4 so that I can tell you the details, if I can remember that. The game Archivist and Poppy's interaction is kinda cute. The way he's like head shaking. So cute. By the way, Poppy's design for chapter 3 and chapter 4 is much cuter than she's when she was in chapter 1 and 2. She's much cuter now, and I love cute, pretty, beautiful with cute dress. So cute. Wait a minute. Since when Poppy pointing at the vent for the player when she's saying, as soon as you get on up here, you know, was she always pointing at the vent for the gamer, the player? Or did they change it? Because, you know, I saw gamers got lost in this tiny place trying to be at the same vent as Poppy. When she is saying, come on while I'm still a doll. Wait. Come on while I'm still a doll. It makes me overthink. Is it just like a joke? Or is it like foreshadowing, like spoiler for the future? Or maybe that's the prototype and her plan, or maybe the prototype's plan and she knew that, and what? But it makes me overthink. Guys, it's only 8 minutes at the game, but I've been talking for like 20 minutes. Oh no. I guess I just love talking, more than I thought, even though I'm not good at speaking and my English is bad. Okay, it looks like I'm still overthinking about the other thing. So after the doctor became the doctor, after Hurley Sawyer became an experiment, who's in charge as his replacement? Maybe W, because yeah. Should I just say it at chapter 4 or now? I don't know. In short, in chapter 4, the hallucination at secondary lab around that, someone saying about resume Dr. White. So I'm thinking not this Dr. White, because wait, is it like the Dr. White, this Dr. White? But the thing is, PW and BW is different. BW is for like Bruno White. It's Harley Sawyer's friend. He's the one Harley Sawyer recognized when he woke up from the experimental. But BW is like maybe the different Dr. White. So there are two Dr. White maybe in this company. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's familiar, but the doctor can't recognize PW. Maybe. Who is PW? Who is he? I think he must be more important than that book, right? He must be. By the way, is Poppy have like personality disorder or something? Maybe if she got like stressed out, depressed and things, she got like her personality will change. I mean, she's like very cheerful in here. Well, maybe because she just woke up and she doesn't know how bad the condition at this factory, you know. That's why she's this cheerful. Probably this is her real personality, maybe. So there is a question again. So Poppy fell down from the vent, right? And there's a kinda high door. What do you call it again? How to open door? Knock? No. Pegangan door is high. How could she reach for that and then close it again? How? Can she like shape swift, right? Can she shape shift? Or maybe this is just like plot hole. It's just not important, maybe. The developers maybe didn't think it through, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe someone helping her, I don't know. There's no way Poppy can reach that knob. That knob is high. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Poppy's scream. It was goofy. It makes me laugh. It makes me like can't think serious thing happening to her. When mommy mimicking Poppy's and playing with Poppy doll. Poppy expression is just so funny. She looks like I pity her. Oh, by the way, I wonder if mommy and Poppy got beef. It feels like mommy hates Poppy, that's why she's mocking her. She's mocking her. I wonder if mommy is one of the experiment who felt betrayed by Poppy. somehow. But she knew that Poppy in her case, so she wouldn't feel betrayed, right? She shouldn't feel betrayed because Poppy in her case, and she's probably knew that, right? Well, I was questioning why Mommy hate her, but she didn't kill her, and she even still put her, at the place where she could be safe. If Mommy really hate her, she would just kill her. But then now I know that it's because Poppy is important to the prototype. The prototype will be kill Mommy, definitely, if she did bad things to Poppy. But by the way, Poppy's expression. Oh, is this why? So we knew that Poppy has her own theme. It's like the Poppy's lullaby. But in another version, there's the title like in a giant's house or something like that. Now I know that it feels like Poppy got played by those giant toys. Compared to the bigger bodies and those animalistic toys, she looks like very weak compared to them, and it feels like she can get played by them easily. She can get bullied by them easily. By the way, since when Poppy is this cute when in this interaction? And by the way, the player put down the grab pack again. I wonder if this is like the new mechanic, the new buttons that the gamer can play, or is this like the player's reaction that when the player got intimidated or sad or scared or something? The game as service reaction is so cute, so funny. By the way, how did Mommy open the red door without using the red hand? Why? I mean, this is probably not so important detail, but I'm still confused. So in chapter 2 and chapter 3, why are the cutouts only the Longlegs family cutouts that we can't really understand what they're saying? It's like Mommy Longlegs, Daddy Longlegs, and Baby Longlegs. We don't know what they're saying. It's just abstract. What's wrong with them? Are they more important than we thought? By the way, Kissy Missy and Huggy Wuggy can speak in their cutouts. Why they can't speak in this life? Why? And by the way, Kissy's voice is cute. She's unserious. She's so weird, unique, cute, adorable. I mean, did they broke their voice box? The scientists, they did that to silence them or something, I don't know. Why? Why the cutouts can talk and in real life they can't talk? Is it because the cutouts is from their heart, from their brain? That's why they can talk? By the way, when the paint for Green Hen is out, habis, so the lights on second floor is suddenly turned on, and then the paint just come automatically from the place to where the player needs to have? Is this the doctor thing because of the Omni hand? Or is just this factory really high technology, so they have like automatic technology everywhere? If it's the doctor's Omni hand, then he helps the player for some reason, to test the player because he got told by the prototype or something. Or maybe it's just the developers wants to help the player to make it easy for the gamer to know what's next. What's the next step? I love the green hand system. So cute, so cool. So Banza Bunny said that the player's birthday is 28th, June 28th. So is this like real time? It means that it's the player's birthday, right? And who got like the same birthday as PW? Wait, the player? We knew from orientation notebook that PW have June 28th as birthday. That's why there's a high chance that the player is PW. But the thing is, there is not just one person in this world who got like this day, this certain day as his birthday, you know? So does he have like twin brother? Probably the player is PW. But then, rich. What's rich? What's rich? What's rich? Who's rich? What's his important thing, important mission in this game? They put the next button, the skip button, next to the monitor. Yay. By the way, for the 3 games like this, isn't it ironic if the player was a scientist? Well, if the player is PW, is the scientist, then it would be like really ironic. But fun. You get what you deserve, you know? The player must atone his sins. But why the player though? Is the player only the employee, not so high ripe, but still high ripe in company that's still alive? Why the player? Why not others? Or probably they did it to the other player, the other employees too? I don't know. So who got the idea to make the player plays this thing? Was it the prototype's idea? Was the prototype said,
"Hey you, mommy long legs, you can test the player just like the player tests you children"?
Or maybe it's just mommy long legs who got the idea to take revenge to the player or something? I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? When the staff who tortured you now is the ones getting what he deserves. So if the player is the scientist that always appeared in every chapter, it must be ironic because that scientist wasn't a good person. He was just like Harley Sawyer, but maybe a little bit kinder. not as sadistic, not as psychopathic as the doctor, but still the scientist on every tape, each chapter, still did bad things to the children. So he deserved this. Well, not really, but he got what he deserved. He must pay for his sins. I love how the cursor's panicking. By the way, maybe mommy said to those toys like, "Hey, I love playing games. Why don't you guys play with me? We must mengerjai. We must bully the player, you know, because she loves playing with her food, and she's much powerful than the others, so she forced them to play with her, to bully the player. Or maybe she wants to feel nostalgic too, because she was in charge of the children to taste them there, and she misses them. But the thing is, she should have known that those kids are not going back because they got like experimented, right? She's supposed to know that. About Braun's joke, do you think he saw us? You mean who? Harley Sawyer or the prototype? Well, so can they like give us the reason why Braun is like the scariest dinosaur? By the way, I love Sir Poops a lot. It's funny. So Daisy said that she's rooting for the player. Well, root, I know, but what if she's really rooting for whatever's the player doing? You know? So in chapter 1, the one who mengadukan Rich ke higher up is Avery, but Rich is still want to have lunch with Avery. It's called workplace, after all. To the freaking island of misfit toys. It's my favorite. To the freaking island of misfit toys. I love it. It's funny. And then kubrak. Okay, wait a minute. The player puts down his hands, his crab backs again. Does it mean he's rich? Is the player rich? Or the player is just sympathetic to Rich? But the player is reacting to Rich tapes. Is it because he got nostalgia? The one who puts down the grab bags is the game, right? Not the gamer, right? It's the developer, right? If it's the developer, then it means something for the lore. Are you rich? Huh? But the thing is, why is Dr. White and those experiments in the player's head when he got hallucination, when he got the poppy red gas? Why? If he's not scientist, why he remembers that? So there's a poster. Everyone insists and everyone must do their part. Any child between the the ages of 2 months and 16 years is eligible for entry into the Playtime Co-Foster and Adoptive Care Initiative. So, 2 months and 16 years children, and thousands of them. Wait, how did they get away from the inspection? There should be an orphanage inspection, right? There should be, right? These ones too. The crab, the player puts down the crab pack. Is it the gamer? Can the gamer do that or the developers do that? I don't know. Yep, I don't think I can do these two games. My memory is not really good, and my hearing and my reflex is not good. By the way, if the player pressed the cutout for Candy Cat, is he gonna explode? Like, really explode? That's why he died? Or she? I don't know. So does it mean Candy Cat died because of that? Or what? This is so cute. And at Marcus tape, the player puts down the crab pack again. Why? So that the gamer won't play with the crab pack while the VHS is saying something serious. Lesbian is so funny. Whoever made his lines really good, really funny. But still, I want to punch him, of course, because he's evil. Not the writer, but Leith Pierre. And the voice actor did a great job with his voice lines because the delivery very, very funny. The timing is great. So funny. He's like very unserious, huh? The Leith Pierre thing. By the way, is there any chance that the player has been playing this game before? Because the player was so good. And Poppy said that he's perfect. So is there any chance the player was an orphan but somehow could get out from the factory? Oh, maybe I'm just hallucinating. Whatever. I'm so unhinged. Yeah. So the player is always puts down the crab pack every time the monsters mentioned. Like PJ Bookapillar. And then at this time, okay, whatever. The next is not so important. Wait, is it just me or the Pijupica pillar's angle and brightness is different than before? When Mommy said, "So if anyone deserves to die alone, is you," the player puts down the crab pack again. Whoa, this is the first time I'm seeing a gamer walk through the left side of the obstacles when playing with Peggy Pucklepillar. That's nice. So there's an animation about the dizziness or a bit damage when the player fell down to the cave, some kind of cave when trying to run away from Peggy Pucklepillar. One of the reasons I love Chapter 2 is because of Mommy Longlegs' voice lines and Poppy's voice lines too, because they could deliver their lines really well. And of course, Elliot Ludwig's And of course, with Pierre's voice lines too. They are such great actors, and they motivated me to try their lines. They're so iconic. By the way, Mommy Longlegs and Miss Delight, when they're like get into madness, they're like psychotic, right? I wonder if someday if Poppy got into the madness side, she got sick and then her psychotic side came out, what would she do? And what kind of voice line she would say? Or maybe she's gonna be like a creepy doll like Annabelle or something. Can I request that? I want her to be like psychotic but creepy but silent type, like the mysterious atmosphere like horror movies when the dolls are creepy and evil, got possessed by evil things, you know? Instead of just screaming and screaming, she's gonna like jump scare the gamers like in silent. That would be intimidating. Because the thing is, many gamers are mocking Mommy Longlegs and the doctors because they are such yappers, and Poppy too. The gamers love calling those three like yappers, you know. And I want a villain when they're like creepy vibe. Technically, the prototype and Ollie or fake Ollie love talking too, so the prototype is a yapper too. But what I love about the prototype is because they cut and mix and things, mix voices into for one characters. It sounds majestic, intimidating, scary, creepy, cool. So the prototype's yapping is like charismatic. Personally, I love it, so I want to mock the prototype. And the gamers don't mock the prototype too because he's a yapper too. Well, they mock Ollie, the fake Ollie. I wonder if the real Ollie is a yapper too. I think so, because the prototype got much data for his voice. By the way the game archivist stand, it looks like the game archivist concerned about Mommy Longlegs crash out. It was so funny. By the way, was the old version of chapter 2 the player has a flashlight too, or they have flashlight in the remastered version? By the way, Mommy Longlegs is motherly, right? And Matthew from chapter 4 for Joy is fatherly too, like brotherly too, towards the other children. I wonder if they can be besties, if they can meet each other someday. Wait, at the past, could they be best friend and taking care of children? That will be wholesome. I'm gonna cry. So is Mary Payne like motherly because she was an older kid, or if she's like got brainwashed, some kind of brainwash, because she got like Mommy Longlegs name, so she act motherly in instinct, or two, so she can't like be called mother. You get what I mean? Wow, The water treatment area looks cool now, much cooler. Looks beautiful and peaceful. By the way, one of the mystery, why is water treatment here? I've read something, a note like you can't drink from, I have no idea which one. Is it the water treatment? But what is this place for? Is anyone of you know the reason? So I've read like the water, you cannot drink the water, but can the monster drink the water, so that's why they can still alive? They need food and water, right, to be alive? By the way, I have no idea if what I'm seeing is blood or old building things, but Huggy Wuggy fell down here, right? So who found him and who healed him? Was it the prototype? I wonder what will happen if... Wait, first thing first, will Huggy be loyal to the prototype? What if Huggy betrayed the prototype? I mean, will Huggy be the iconic villain? He's our mascot after all. How to make this character loved by fans to be more iconic and not to be like the one of the others villains? How to make Huggy unique? Because he deserves to have his unique moment, his iconic moment. So Huggy and Kissy were besties at least. So Kissy is loyal to Poppy, and who is Huggy loyal to? What would happen if Huggy and Kissy fighting? Can Kissy make Huggy to be on Poppy's team, or Huggy would be loyal to the prototype? And what would be happen if Huggy knew that Kissy got hurt by the prototype? I think the one who burned Kissy was the prototype, because in Safe Haven there's a drawing that one of the hand that looks like a camera, but it doesn't look like camera. It looks like flamethrower or something, and I think it's not a CCTV because the color, the orange thing got the same color for the prototype's hand. So there's a high chance that the ones who burned Kissy was the prototype, and I'll talk about that later if I remember in chapter 4. By the way, Jimmy Roth is funny too. But he was he wasn't a good leader, right? He was credited for everything, for the nice thing. If not the nice thing, he doesn't want to see that it was his fault. So what kind of laboratorium at around the water treatment? Well, it's probably for the water. Did they put something again? Did they increase the Boogie Bots lines? Did they add something? By the way, the game archivist reaction was so cute. And I remember that Boogiebot saying something like the button hurts him. Does it mean that it's real time? Which Boogiebot got? Wait a minute. Is the cutout a living organism? I mean, if it's like a real time, where did they connect the cutout with the living organism? By the way, when the animals trying to stalk their prey, the predators trying to stalk their prey, is the pupils getting bigger or smaller though? And why is mommy's pupils is like very bigger after she's angry? It's suspiciously. I mean, there are many suspicious eyes in this game, you know. By the way, what kind of toy factory employee that can adapt it this well to the environment? Rich is probably good at adapting because his job is like moving around for like shipment, and then the misfit toys, and then things in cave, and he's a manager of something. I don't remember, but Rich probably knew places. But if it's PW is like a scientist, biologist. How could he knew for doing things? Well, there are tutorial and things, notes and things, but he's so adaptable. The player is so adaptable. So probably the player is like the adventure type of person. We barely have confirmation about the player's identity. Do you guys remember how Mob Entertainment troll the fans, the gamers, that how to kill Mommy Longlegs wasn't to burn her? That was cute. Wait, they changed the start of Mommy Longlegs chase sequence? The last chase sequence of Mommy Longlegs. So she used to came from down, like a little bit further than this, but they changed it into on the wall, like near the bridge. I mean, why? Oh wait, no, it's later. It's still not the last. It's the second to last. Yeah, I forgot about that. And yep, Mommy Longlegs is playing with her food. I love all of the soundtrack in chapter 2. It's just like, it makes my heart badum badum, heartbeat fast. All of them, they sound iconic, very easy to remember, calm, mysterious, scary, creepy, and sounded like real noise in this world. Okay, I didn't notice this before. It turns out Mommy Longlegs is the one who destroying the walls, and I don't remember the words. Langit-langit, ruangan. I have no idea the English. I didn't notice it before. Wait, then she must be stronger than I thought. Much stronger than I thought. And that's why I was questioning so much why the walls suddenly break. I was thinking like for the developers make it so that the gamers won't get lost, but they did it well in here. They used Mommy Longlegs to block the gamers. This is one of the reasons I dislike chapter 3 for the error and trial things for Dog Days chase sequence. So Mommy Longlegs hands range is really wide, huh? That's good. And since when there is a fire in here, so Mommy Longlegs screaming like oh, it's because she's walking towards the fire. But the thing is, why there's a fire in here? Why? I love that the developers trying to like make the boss fight with Mommy is different, for like chase and then calm and then chase again and then calm and then chase again. I love how they tried something different, but the thing is they did it so much that the climax is a bit confusing for the gamers. But I have no idea if the gamers feel something. It's like, oh, I'm safe. It turns out I'm not. And then I'm safe again. It turns out I'm not. I don't know how they feel about this. But for my 10th rewatch, I'm bored. And the allure, like climax, I have no idea the word. It's like the danger isn't really danger anymore, you know. And Mommy's death is more gruesome than I thought. I never know that this kind of horror game would be this gruesome. So if you're a kid, you must not watch Poppy Playtime, okay? Poppy Playtime is for like teenager, I think, or young adult. I think the main target for Poppy Playtime is like adult, young adult, and maybe teenagers are like loving something mysterious, something like horror game, but at the same time once we want to have a little bit lighter story and colorful aesthetic. I think their main target is them. Not for kids, definitely not for kids. If you're kids, you must not like this, okay? Because it could be dangerous for the growth of psychological. Be safe, everyone. One of the things I'm questioning a lot about the prototype is the player and the prototype. So the player has been seeing like prototype chapter 2 and chapter 3 when the prototype took Mommy Longlegs and Catnap's body part. The thing is, Poppy said that, oh no, the prototype is coming. He knew that we're here. He must have knew that we're here, so he would coming for us. But the thing is, the player has met with the prototype since chapter 2. And even chapter 4, Poppy only knew that the prototype is very close to her in Chapter 4. The thing is, the player has been met with the prototype since Chapter 2. Why didn't the player say anything to Poppy? So I think the player is like someone important but not so important, but at least I think this person should have known that the prototype is looking like that. The arms, that arm, that robotic spidery arm is belong to prototype. Why didn't this person say anything to Poppy? The player puts down the grab bag again at disabling it for the prototype's lock. The player must have been so shocked that the prototype is that intelligent. Wait. Who are you, the player? Who are you? Who are you? What's your identity? So I'm still thinking that if the scientist, that scientist is PW, in chapter 4, that scientist talk about the casualties. I think he's worried about the safety of the other employees, if I'm not wrong. And just for the notes, PW is very care about the safety of his friends, right? In orientation notebook. And by the way, the player came back to the factory mainly we still thought that part of it is because of because the player wanna know the employees who are disappeared, right? Just for the note again, in chapter 3 or chapter what, I don't know, the scientist is very evil towards the children. He doesn't really care about the children. And if the player is PW, does it mean that the player deserves to feel like this? How many children got tortured because of the player? Well, we knew that the player felt guilty. Okay. So there are 3 people that people suspect that these 3 people is the player. First, PW. There are so many things pointing towards him. Second, Rich. Rich is definitely important, but we don't know what's his I don't remember the word in Indonesian and English. My vocabulary. What kind of important character is Rich? We don't know. We still don't know. And the third one is Stella. She's the kindest among the higher-ups, definitely. She's the softest. But the thing is, she's weird. I mean, well, we are all weird, probably. Well, there is an assumption that she was the one who helped the prototype to free the children for the hour of joy, you know. So probably that's her important role for this game. I'll talk about it later for chapter 3 and chapter 4, if I remember. Now, about this version of Poppy, her eyes are definitely weird. She looks like she got hypnotized or something. She looks like Mommy Longlegs when her eyes are like bigger, pupils are bigger or something. It's either way. It's either she got hypnotized or she's gonna hypnotize us because this is really hypnotizing, you know. So about her personality, we knew that her original personality should be like stoic, like flat, monotone and things, like a creepy doll, like a real doll, you know. But then the developers change her into like bubbly personality. But in here, she got like a cold aura in her. It could be she got a beef with Mommy Longlegs. I was thinking that maybe she got so much things in her mind, like, oh, the player is got more potential than I thought. I could use this person. I forgot. So, this version of Poppy who got saved by the player again, she's like stoic. I wonder if they used the old version of the original version of Poppy, the stoic and monotone one, and they didn't change it because of something. Or she got brainwashed or something. Or maybe there are so many questions in her head. Or maybe she's thinking that she can use the player to get what she wants, to fix things. So why is Poppy so obsessed with fixing things? Probably because in her original ending line, she felt bad because her existence as organism, as a living doll, made the scientists got motivated to make another living toys too. Sure. So she felt bad because it felt like she was the one who made the children into toys. If she's not alive, if she's not here in this world again, there should not be any victims at all. So she blames it on herself. I love that the developers built the game's musical memory walkie-talkie status for the experiments for chapter 3. It's like, why this is in this place? And the answer is in chapter 3. To test the children's what? Abilities. So there's a name, Dr. Matthew Wason. Is he important? We don't know. But if I'm seeing the W alphabet, I'm thinking about PW. Who is he? What's his name? Oh, by the way. Should I say it in here? Nah, just someday. My theory is a bit insane. So, yeah. So, sometimes I'm thinking that Poppy got an ability that she can control things. Like a train. I mean, she's still in that place with the player, but the train suddenly goes like quack, brum, 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 after she said, okay, I'll board the train, you know. I mean, this is probably a plot hole or the developers didn't think much, but I'm overthinking it. I thought Poppy can control something, you know. Or maybe she can control someone's, like the train or something, to, hey, I want you to. Maybe she got a friend down there, like, to make the train going. Or maybe she got somewhat brainwashed by the prototype or befriended with prototype, and then when she's in here, the prototype would, activate the train. I don't know. By the way, I love this light in this factory. It's so cute and flexible, efficient too, and fun. So there is a poster saying excessive employee fraternization is looked down upon. All workplace relationships should be disclosed to HR. Is this like a foreshadowing? Is there any like employees love each other in this company? Well, in every company there would be, maybe. But is this like foreshadowing about the player? Is this something important, like maybe the player loves someone in this company, or someone's important the player loves someone in this company, The thing is, is the player, is PW Bruno White's kid? Huh? A secret that the HR doesn't know. That's why what's his name, the doctor doesn't know this. Okay, just forget it. I'm overthinking much. But the thing is, W could be someone's last name. Everyone, not just Dr. White. Wait, huh? But the thing is, Dr. White is the most famous among the W in this game. So there is something like a gamer said that, why can't I like open the doors and things with grab bag, and sometimes I can do things with grab bag? I'm questioning myself, is it because the grab bag is used for something heavy or hard things? You can't open and clicking things with your grab bag because you use your hand so that those things won't break. I love the train soundtrack, by the way. So cool. It makes my heart like heartbeats fast. I'm really curious. Can the gamer put down the grab bag, or is it the game? I'm still confused. So after Poppy got distracted by something, the player puts down the grab bag, probably because shocked and scared that the train went faster. Why does Poppy sound like a psychopath? So I think it's probably she's thinking so hard that, oh, I can use him. She thought she doesn't have a chance to burn everything down in this place so that there won't be any trace left, like there won't be any sample left, file, documents and things about the experiments, so that in the future no one would be able to do those experiments things again. So she finally got that chance to bury down everything, to burn down, to destroy them. So I said that she felt bad about those victims. She felt responsible. So she said that a lot, that I must fix things, I must do things, I must fix, I must, she said I must. Like, I, like selfish, but probably because she's blaming herself a lot. As someone who's blaming myself a lot, I know I sounded like selfish. I want to take care of things by my own without needing other people's help. That's probably what's inside Poppy's head. Well, there's a speculation that she's adopted, right? So she got adopted by a rich man, and then she died, and then her rich father is obsessed to bring her back for some reason. Is it because he can't let her go, or her death is like very tragic, that he wants to give Poppy a life that she couldn't have when she was human? But then that sad experimentation turns into nightmare that costs hundreds, thousands of people, including innocent people, guilty people, like parents and orphans and children and employees. So she wants to bury them. But I have a question. So she said that she can't let the players leave, right? And then the pointy green thing for changing the way the train go, it changed. The thing is, I can't see Poppy. Can someone inside of the train can change the trains? Can they? What part of the train that can make the train go other way? Is it like where the player is supposed to be at, or somewhere? How can she change the direction for the train though? Why is she like very shocked? And then some kind of alarm, and then the train goes faster for some reason. Who did that? So, in short, where is Poppy in the train? I can't see her near the player. She's supposed to be at something place that can change the direction. So can someone in Kim's station change the train speed? Can they? The prototype maybe? Or someone? Or the train is alive and then the alarm. So we knew that the alarm and the prototype, and somehow it's like a code for things to go berserk. Is the train got brainwashed by the prototype or something? So did you guys notice that there is a splatter blood from the player when the train crashed? So yeah, the player is hurt. Guys, why do I hear some footsteps when the players lose consciousness? And by the way, Poppy got hurt too in this train. So she got like a scar from chapter 3. We can see that from chapter 3, and we can see it clearer in chapter 4. The thing is, where is she? Where is she? Well, she's probably not with the prototype, maybe because if she's saying that psychopathic things, the player would just kick her or something. By the way, who's that footsteps though? Is this error, or is this really something? Is it like catnap. The footsteps has fast tempo. Who's that? And that's it for my voice reaction, voice commentary for chapter 2. I offer explain things, huh? So if you're interested something like this, my craziness, my unhinged theories, my overthinking brain, you can click my playlist in my channel with title Poppy Playtime Brain Dump, because yeah, I treat this video as like a trash can so that I can put everything on my mind about Poppy Playtime, the one game I'm really obsessed about, so that I won't be overthinking and my brain memory won't be full because of this game. So yeah, this is my second brain for Poppy Playtime. Bye. Thank you for watching. Comment things if you want to know my opinion about, and I want to know your opinion too. So thank you. Bye.